Hello everyone and welcome back to more Let's Play Star Trek Online. This is Brent Justice, a.k.a. the Doctor, and as you can see we are here on Earth Space Dock as a Romulan. So in our last episode we made our choice. We joined the Federation side. Now what does that mean? That means simply we are a Romulan, still of the Romulan Republic now, and we still carry the Romulan rank, and we have all the unique options that are available to Romulans, but we have sided with the Federation and we get to enjoy some Federation specific things as well. For example, as a Romulan, I can fly all of the Federation ships if I choose. Of course, I can also fly all of the Romulan ships, all of the Warbirds. I'm going to show you guys some of the ships in this video. And as a Romulan, as a member, not a member of the Federation, just sided with the Federation, I have access to the Starfleet missions. Spectres, Cardassian Struggle, Borg Collective, Breen Invasion, Undine Advance. These are all Federation missions shared actually between all factions. I also have unique stories, however. So while yes, we do have some shared missions, thankfully there are unique Romulan Republic missions specific to my character, even though I can now access Federation stuff. And in accessing Federation stuff, we can fly all around Earth Space Dock, as we are in now. We get to access all the space that Federation can, so any of this blue area here is open to us. And then also up here in these areas. Now up in these areas we're going to run into Tal Shiar. This is Romulan and Tal Shiar and Riemann territory, all this stuff here. And of course Tau Dewa. And we can still go back to the flotilla if we wish and operate from there. So you have a choice of where you want to operate from. You could make Earth Space Dock your home. You could make the flotilla your home. Everything that you need is at the flotilla. So all of these options are available to you. And of course we can get into Cardassian space and then eventually Borg space. We cannot get into Klingon space because the Federation is technically at war with the Klingons, and unless we hit max ambassador level, then we can get into it. But until then, pretty much we're going to operate almost like a Starfleet officer, except we're Romulan and there are unique Romulan missions. Okay, in this video, what I want to show you guys is what I've done since the last video to upgrade my character. New gear, new ship, and all that jazz. Very first thing to talk about and to cover is that I have a lot of energy credits available to me now. I'm up to 3.5 million energy credits. How did I do that compared to the last time you saw this character, which was it only had like 10,000 energy credits? Well, quite simply because I bought the legacy pack, that special legacy pack on the Romulan faction. It was like $130. It included 30 master keys. Well, what I went ahead and decided to do off screen, because honestly it just takes a long time to go through everything and to sort everything, but off screen I used those 30 keys on Tal Shiar lockboxes. I wanted to try to get a chance at the adapted destroyer. I would love to have it, right? Well, after 30 boxes and using those 30 keys, I did not get a ship at all. In fact, all I got was a ton of junk. Really useless junk, except for some duty officer stuff, which I'll show you that I have used. Other than that, I got a lot of junk. So what I did is I took that junk and I put it on the exchange yesterday, and I just let it sell. And by selling all that stuff from those lock boxes, I'm up to 3.5 million. So as you can see, it wasn't even a lot of really good stuff. It was really cheap stuff. So unfortunately I did not get a ship, and now my 30 keys are gone, but that allowed me to get some energy credits, which allowed me to upgrade my ship and my characters pretty well, and also manually set their powers. Now, I don't feel bad about doing this because you guys can also have the opportunity to get a lot of energy credits in this game, even if you did not buy that legacy pack and do not have master keys. You can keep looting as we do in every level, just keep looting every mission and then go and sell that loot. But B, the really big way you can go and earn a lot of energy credits is to do the Tour of the Universe. So if you go to here, let's look at, you just kind of have to look at the calendar and see it's every day, it's once every day. And it's not showing up. There it is, Tour of the Universe. So basically, and this is already ended for today, so you just have to wait 24 hours for it to come around again, and just check the calendar. But it's called Tour of the Universe. You basically go to Club 47, go grab the mission. It lasts an hour, and even though you're at like level 10 or whatever, and your ship is going to travel very slow through sector space, within an hour's time, you're still going to be able to rack up 1,000,000 energy credits easy. Very easy, even at the slow speeds you're traveling. And if somebody can give you diplomatic immunity and raiding party, both of those together, you'll have no problem getting at least 3,000,000 energy credits in an hour. And you can do this once a day, every single day. So imagine at the bare minimum you only got 1,000,000 energy credits a day. I mean, you do it for 7 days, 1 week, that's 7,000,000 energy credits. So, and you can make a lot more than that. Like I said, if someone can give you diplomatic immunity and all that, you can travel a little bit faster in sector space and get to where you need to go. You can rack up quite a lot of money, and you can do this once every single day. There's no limit. It's once every day for 1 hour. So I don't feel bad about getting the energy credit from those master keys, because you guys have the opportunity, even if you don't pay a dime, to get a lot of energy credits, and you can then use those energy credits to upgrade your gear and your characters and everything at this level. So energy credit, they didn't used to have this Tour of the Universe thing. When I first started the game, you had to get your energy credits the hard way, and that's just simply looting everything and selling stuff in the exchange, and that was the best we could do at the time. But since they have introduced Tour of the Universe, energy credits are easy to come by now, so I don't feel bad, because you guys can go and do that without having to spend a dime every day. Just do it once a day, and you'll get a lot of energy credits, and then you won't have any problems with upgrading your gear and stuff at every level. And in fact, I may do that myself a few times a week on this character, and just go through and play it and get some more energy credits, because it's so easy and anyone can do it. So I recommend doing that. Get your energy credits, and then you can go to the exchange and upgrade your gear and everything. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk ships. As you know, we started with the Dhael, which is a original Star Trek starship warbird from the Romulan side. Actually, wrong person. And then because I had purchased the Legacy Pack, I had an option to get the C-Store version of that ship, but it wasn't really worth it. And here it is right here. So this is it's not showing the Dhael on here, unfortunately. Let's see if I wanted to compare it for you guys with the Dhael, but it's not showing the Dhael on here. Anyway, this was the Tavera. This is the Tavera Light Warbird. This is the basically C-Store version of that ship, and we did not fly it, and there really wasn't a reason to. First of all, you're not in it for very long. It was only five levels, and then it was powerful enough. You know, we had a good enough time with it that we didn't need to upgrade. So it wasn't really necessary. Actually, I can show you from right here, because I still have it here. Here it is. The Eye of Harmony is what I called it, and of course I've renamed it so I can have a new ship and name it Eye of Harmony. But this was the Talus, and you know, it was not bad. There was no reason to really upgrade to this ship here, the Tavero. Although the Tavero does have a unique engineering console, I just noticed. That is called Singularity Stabilizer, and I didn't even know this until yesterday when I was looking at this, but it's actually part of a set. So it says right here at the bottom, part of set, enhanced projectile efficiency, 1 of 2. So if you get that, and then and in addition you add the universal plasma destabilizer, then you get a set 2 bonus called enhanced projectile efficiency. I didn't even know that it had all that, but it apparently did. So it had one console, but I don't know where you get the other console. So this one is the universal singularity stabilizer, but then where do you get the universal plasma destabilizer? Where is that console at? It wasn't on the Talus. I mean, we didn't have any special consoles. So where do you get the other console that combines with this one to give you that set 2 ability? I don't know. Maybe someone out there can give a shout out and let me know, because I don't know where you get that other console. But it doesn't really matter, because that's a lieutenant level ship, and I mean, you're out of it in 5 levels. So it's almost kind of pointless to have all that. It's overkill, really. But here's a little bit about it if you wanted to read what this console does. Of course, we never used the ship, and really didn't see a reason to use the ship. But that was what we had at Lieutenant. Now that we are at Centurion, technically level 10 is when you can get your new ships. Now we have the option to get our new Centurion ship. So let's show just the Warbirds and Lieutenant. No, Centurion. So this is the one that the game comes with for free. You'll get it at level 10. And of course you can see price 1. I can afford to buy it right now. I haven't spent anything because I'm using the C-Store one. But it's called the Dhael Warbird, and it looks like that. Pretty cool looking ship, if you ask me. It is just a lieutenant level ship, so don't expect the best. But it does come with 3 forward weapons, 1 aft. It can fire cannons. Base hull of 15.7, not really a good shield modifier. It's got a pretty big crew though, 450 for that ship. And it turns really fast too. And we have Lieutenant Tactical Station, so we have a little bit more tactical powers now. And then we have Ensign Engineering, Ensign Science, and another Ensign Science. So this one, as you can see, also a little geared towards science with 2 ensigns. But that is interesting. Why 2 ensigns? Why not another engineering? So it is a little more science heavy. But then you still got the Lieutenant Tactical Station, so you can have like Beam Overload 2, or Torpedo High Yield 2, or Torpedo Spread 2. So you get those abilities added on, which can really help. This tells you a little bit about it here. This is basically it. It's got +10 to weapons, +5 to engine, can load cannons, Singularity Warp Core, Battle Cloak. And our Talus had the Plasma Shockwave. Well, this also has the Plasma Shockwave. In addition to the Plasma Shockwave, the Singularity abilities, this one also has a new ability called Quantum Absorption. So you'll get that new ability with this ship. You don't even need the C-Store ship to have that ability. So Quantum Absorption is something you'll get with the free ship. Now I have the option to get the Dhael Warbird, which is the C-Store version of it, and there's the visual difference of it. Bang, 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 bang. So it looks a little bit different. I think it looks a little meaner. It looks pretty aggressive to me, and I like that. Now what's different about it? Well, really, all they have done is added a bridge officer slot. So we have an Ensign Universal Station. So that allows us then to attach either an engineering ensign, a lieutenant ensign, or another science ensign if we wanted. So basically it gives us 1 ensign bridge officer slot as an addition. So that's helpful. All the stats are the same: weapon layout, aft weapon, hull, shield modifier, crew, turn rate, all of it's the same. And it does have, but it does also have a console edition. It adds one tactical console slot, so you can be a little more heavy on tactical firepower. You could add 3 tactical consoles for whatever weapon energy type you're using, and do a little bit more damage with this ship. So that's very nice. So that's the addition: is you get the extra bridge officer slot, and you get a tactical console slot. Now, in addition to that, I believe, let's see if it has a unique ability. Yes, it has a unique console, which is the Singularity Inverter. So let's read about that. The Dhael Warbird comes with the Universal Singularity Inverter console. This console allows you to use your ship's singularity to absorb some of the power of incoming directed energy attacks. While active, this decreases the damage you suffer from directed energy and increases your singularity power level as you take energy damage. So basically this absorbs weapon damage and will direct that to your singularity core. I like that. Very good stuff. Okay. So that is the C-Store ship that I got from the Legacy Pack. Of course, you can buy this ship by itself if you like. You don't have to buy the whole pack, of course. And I've already got it, and I've already got it equipped. But that's your only option, really, at Centurion. So if you don't have the C-Store version of the ship, this is the ship you'll be flying at Centurion. It's your only option. That's all that's there. Now, when we go to Sub-Commander, which will be the next level, of course we'll look at it in more detail then, but all we have as well is one option. So they've kind of limited us at Centurion and Sub-Commander, because all we have is that Centurion, the Dhael Warbird, and then Sub-Commander you got the Mogai Heavy Warbird. So you're limited by that's the ship you're going to fly, and that's it. You've got no choices. Whereas on the Federation side, and even the Klingon side, you have different choices between, if you want like an escort, a science vessel, or a cruiser. But on the Romulan side, you're very limited. You only get one option. They're only giving you one ship, and that's it. If you don't want to fly it, you don't fly it. And if you do, so if you don't like it, too bad. That's basically all you get. Now there is also the C-Store version of that ship, which is called the Valdor Heavy Warbird, and it's basically that same ship, just amped up a little bit. And we'll look at all the specs on it in the next level. And of course, this is the one that I'll fly on that level. But right now at Centurion, this is the Dhael Warbird you get for free, and this is the one I'm flying, which is the Dhael Warbird. And so now you've seen all that. Now that we have all that done, we can look at how I've kitted this ship out. Oh yes, also one of my options that I had in the Legacy backpack was to claim a Scorpion fighter, and apparently this is a playable Scorpion fighter, one that I can actually fly like a shuttle. So I went ahead and equipped it so that if there are any missions that involve flying shuttles, I'll have a shuttle available to me, and we'll just use the Scorpion fighter. It's probably very squishy. It's probably can blow up really easy, but at least I'll have a shuttle type of thing to fly that's unique to the Romulan side. So this is the first time you get to actually fly a Scorpion fighter. So that'll be fun. Okay. Now let's look at my ship. Here it is, the Dhael Warbird. Alright, what I have done to upgrade this. Now, in our last mission, we got a couple of rewards that seemed like they would do well. It was a Type 4, it was a Mark 4 phaser, and then a torpedo, and then a photon cannon. Or not, yeah, they were phaser cannons, actually. Well, I was debating whether to go with beams or cannons on this ship. All beams or all cannons, and somebody convinced me it probably makes more sense to stick with beam weapons at this level of the game. I'm only level 11 right now, and I'm only flying the second ship of the game. So at this level, it probably makes more sense to go with that, because you don't have a lot of bridge officer abilities that can do anything with cannons. And also, you don't have a lot of forward weapon slots. And when you're trying to do cannons, you want at least 4 forward weapon slots so that you can have 3 of them doing the cannons and then 1 for your torp. If you just have 2 doing cannons, sure, it'll work, but I don't know, it just seems like it's not enough, especially if you turn to the left or the right or to the rear, the cannons can't fire there. So what I have done is decided to stick with beams from now until level 20. So when I hit the next rank, that is when I will switch over to cannons at that time. And I think that makes sense. So fly beams until you hit level 20 and then switch over to cannons. Now, what beam did I choose? I chose Disruptor, simply because it was cheaper. Now, Phaser was actually technically a little bit cheaper, but I just did not feel that phasers felt right on a Romulan ship. Plus, it doesn't look right firing orangish, reddish phasers from a green Romulan ship. No, it just doesn't feel right to me. So, honestly, I wanted Plasma, but Plasma was so expensive in the exchange that I decided to go for the cheaper option for right now, which is still decent. By no means am I going to be underpowered, but they are disruptors, and it's green, so it matches, so it works for right now. And I was able to buy in the exchange for not very expensive price disruptor beam array Mark IV with accuracy, uncommon, and a dual disruptor bank Mark IV with accuracy. I chose the accuracy modifier specifically because I wanted to have that better accuracy. That accuracy is always better over damage. And I was able to get Mark IV version, so we have the most powerful that I can get at this rank and uncommon level. And then I kept the Photon Torpedo Mark IV that those rewards gave me. That was a really good torpedo. I'm not going to give that up. I'm just going to keep with Photons for right now. They're cheap and easy to use, easy to fire. And then on the back, I just put a turret. I wanted to have a Mark IV turret, but it was too expensive. And I really wanted to save my energy credits at this level because, honestly, this is going to be enough. And then I can use more energy credits at the next rank to get, better stuff. Because things are just going to keep getting more expensive as the ranks go up. So I'm trying to save my energy credits as much as I can because they can get used up very quickly. Now, what did I do for the rest of everything? I just used regular common Mark IV stuff, which was cheap. This Mark IV deflector was just dirt cheap. It was hundreds of EC, not even 1,000. This impulse engine was cheap, and even this covariant shield was only 2,000 energy credits. And it's the most powerful type of shield in this game compared to the standard shields. So the covariant has a higher maximum shield capacity than the other ones. So I went with the covariant Mark IV. And then I was even able to upgrade my singularity core. It was not that expensive. It was just a common Mark IV. And it does this one. I chose the hyper injection one on this ship, which gives +5 to 15 engine power based on your singularity charge level. So it'll increase my engine power and help me move around a little bit faster, which is always nice. And it increases my maximum warp factor as well. So I wasn't able to afford an uncommon, rare, or very rare one. And at this level, those aren't needed. Save your energy credits. Now this one does come with a unique console, as we talked about, and it is called the Singularity Inverter. And interestingly enough, this is also a set, or a part of a set. As you can see, there's another console called a Universal Sabotage Probe Launcher. And if you have that console installed, then you get a Set 2 bonus called Enhanced Defensive Systems. Now, I have no idea where to get that Sabotage Probe Launcher. Maybe somebody can tell me because I don't know. Do you have to get the other ship, the one the game comes with, the Dhael or whatever Warbird that is? I don't know. Maybe somebody out there does. It almost seems like a waste to me, though, because then I'd be wasting that free ship token. Because I don't really need another copy of this ship. I've already got the C-Store one. But if it gives me a unique console and I can combine them into 2 set abilities, maybe it's useful. I don't know. I really don't know. But if the set 2 bonus, what it does is it increases your shield power by 5, it increases your defense by up to 10 based on your flight speed. So that's not a bad little bonus if you have the other console. And what does the other console itself do? I have absolutely no idea. Sabotage probe launcher. I guess because I have no idea. But apparently there is 2 set. I find that interesting. That's kind of new on this level of ship. To have a unique console set ability is really a unique thing. I don't think they've had that on other ships. I think that's a first. Because usually you're used to the deflector, impulse, and shield giving you set abilities, but not the unique consoles. Well, actually, they've introduced it on some of the box ships, but not at this level. Not at Centurion. Not at level 10 ships. So that's kind of new. Interesting. For my science console, this was really cheap. I was just able to get a common Mark IV. It resists shield drain and energy drain if I run into anything that does that. Now for my TAC consoles, unfortunately these were very expensive, so I wasn't able to afford what I wanted. I wanted 3 Mark IV tactical disruptor induction coils, which increases disruptor damage. I wanted 3 Mark IVs. But they were so expensive, it just wasn't worth it. So I backed down to Mark II, and I got 2 of them. And then in addition, I got 1 thing to increase my photon projectile weapon damage. So it's not the most impressive tactical console layout. I would rather have 3 Mark IV, but they were so expensive, and I just didn't want to waste the energy credits at this level of the game. It just didn't seem relevant to me. So I think we're still going to be okay with that right there. So that is my ship layout for right now and the explanation of how I did that. Let's look at the stations. I wanted to keep Tova and Kev equipped because I want to find out that storyline with his sister and keep that going. So but I changed his power to a torpedo high yield so I can shoot a high yield torpedo. Then I'm using 6 of 9 as my Lieutenant Tactical Station. And I got Tactical Team 1 and then Beam Overload 2. So pretty good tactical abilities on this ship. For my Engineering Officer, I got Emergency Power to Weapons. And then for my Science, I have Science Team 1. Now I can have 1 more Science Officer station. Unfortunately, I don't have another Science Officer. And I could buy one from the exchange, but I figured I'd just wait because usually the game gives you, rewards in bridge officers. So maybe I'd get a better bridge officer if I just wait. So I'm going to wait. Now for my ground abilities, I did change some things out. I just changed some of the powers. I got Sweeping Strikes on 6 of 9 and then Target Optics 1. And I was able to promote these 2 characters, but I can't promote these 2 yet because I don't have enough Bridge Officer points. But I got Battle Strategies 1, and then I think I got Photon Grenade 2 for Tova and Kev. And then for Viril, I got Shield Recharge 1. And I don't remember what I got for her second ability. But I'll wait anyway because I need to get Bridge Officer points to put into them to promote them so that they will have their second tiered power show up. So I can't have that yet. Now for Satra, she's going to be my healer. So I got Medical Tricorder 2 going and Hypo Spray Dialovine for right now. So I was able to retrait them and do that. And I've only got powers where I can put them. I got some powers there. See, I got none there, but I don't have any I can spend. So I just have to keep playing the game till I can spend skill points on them. Now for my skill points, I was able to finish out the driver coils, able to finish out shield emitters and weapon proficiency, and then the second tier opened up, Centurion. And I have started putting points into energy weapons. And then after that, I'll put points into projectile weapons. So that's what I'm working on there. And that's my layout. Oh yes, I have a new available slot because I've hit Centurion. I now have a new trait I can add. So let's see, I've got Conservation of Energy, which is a space trait, and it causes all energy weapon attacks against you to have a chance of increasing your exotic damage. This is good for a science officer, so that's awesome. Covert, I got plus stealth and exploit damage. Ground trait increases the effectiveness of your stealth abilities and increases your exploit damage. Now, I don't really use stealth abilities, and I don't really care about exploit damage on this character. He's not a tactical officer, he's a science officer. I don't really care about covert. If it were me in the future, I've only got one respect token, so I'm not going to do it right now. I'll wait till I get a few. But I would probably respec covert out of there and replace it with something else in the future. Singularity specialist. Now I do like this one. Space trait. All of your attacks gain a chance to build one singularity level. This chance is increased to lower your current singularity level. The proc can only occur once every 20 seconds. To self-build, I'll keep this. I use that ability. Now I do have one available slot. So here are the traits available to me, and actually all of them are available to me except for one called photonic capacitor. But all the rest are available to me. So I've got 2 space traits and 1 ground. I feel like I should add another ground to balance it out. Although I love these space traits. I love accurate. I really do want to have accurate in the future, and maybe warp theorist, and then photonic capacitor. But for right now, let's balance it out a little, because I got 2 space and 1 ground. So let's balance it out with another ground. And I can already tell you which ground one I want to go with, because I see it at the top there. Creative. It's a ground trait. It improves your healing with all powers. This affects both health and shield heals. Also improves your damage with powers granted by your kit. So basically, what I'm looking at here is that this gives plus 10% to damage dealt by kit powers. And as I'm fixing to show you, I'm using a kit that will deal damage now as a science officer. So I like this plus 10% to damage dealt by kit powers. But then also you get plus 15% healing to shields and hit points. So this is a good ground trait to have, creative. I'm going to activate it. So now I've got it, and let's commit it. There we go. Now I got my new trait. Remember, don't forget your traits. So there we go. Creative is now part of my ground trait. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. That means more damage on ground. Awesome. Another one that I might choose in the future will be peak health, because this gives plus 10% maximum hit points, or health points is another way to look at that. And that will increase your flat out health, your health bar here. It'll just give you 10% more health, which is always helpful. Okay, so that's my traits, that's my stations, that's my skills, that's my status on my ship. Now let's look at our bridge officers. I gave all of them the same stuff, and I did it for cheap. I gave everybody a Mark IV shield that was just super cheap. It's a common, but at least it's the highest level you can get right now for this rank. So bada bing, bada boom. That was an easy decision. Now the body, unfortunately, the Mark IV armors started adding up. They were like 20,000 a piece or something. So I went with the Mark IIIs. They were a lot cheaper, and I was able to not spend a lot of money, but still give everybody a Mark III armor. And then weapon. I wanted to give everyone Mark IV, but it ended up being really expensive to do that. So I just went with common Mark III. It is a split beam rifle. I gave everybody a split beam rifle. Now it is a phaser, but they'll just have to deal with that for right now. But they're all split beams. They're all Mark III. They all have the same thing. I just want to keep everybody the same for right now. It just makes it easier to keep track of everything, and it's cheaper right now at this level doing that and getting those items. So that's all my ground people, which is just the only people I have. All have the same stuff, and Tovin's got a tribble. He's sitting there happy with a tribble. Everyone else the same. Oh yes, what did I do to myself now? I upgraded my kit. I was able to finally go on the exchange and get a non-healer kit. And the kit I chose is a Mark IV Uncommon. It was very cheap, and it's a bio-research kit. And this does hyperonic radiation, which is an area of effect radiation damage over time. Target is surrounded by a radiation cloud, 6.2 radiation damage per second to target. It also damages all enemies within 5 meters of target. And then it also has stasis field 2, which is a fragile hold. I can hold people. And then it's got tachyon harmonic 2, which 40% chance knocks back. It destroys force fields, 12% chance shields offline. So it's just a sciencey thing that helps. It's a good kit to have right now at this level. So that's what I got, and here they are. This is the harmonics, the tricorder scan. This is the hyperonic radiation, and the stasis field. Wasn't there one more? Radiation stasis field. Yeah, tachyon harmonic 2. I guess that is the tricorder scan. No, maybe I have another ability. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hyperonic radiation, stasis field. Yes, I do. I didn't even have that added on there. Now I do have it added on there. There we go. So don't forget to add those powers to your bar, or they're not useful. Like, I forgot that was even there. I'm glad I double checked right now, or I wouldn't have even had that power added. So now there's the tachyon harmonics. So I got tricorder scan, hyperonic radiation, the stasis field, and tachyon harmonics. Awesome. See, look at that. 4 abilities. Okay. Now my body armor. I just decided to leave that chromodynamic armor on instead of upgrading to Mark 3 or 4 body or whatever. This has a lot more stats than those body armors do, even at this level. Even though it's only Mark 2, this has more stats than those do. And this is actually not a bad armor to rock, even though it's Mark 2. So I'm going to rock it all the way to level 20. And maybe even past that. We will see. But the shields I'll keep upgrading, so I put myself a Mark 4 shield on. Definitely want to keep doing that for the shield capacity. For weapons, this was one of the rewards I got from the last mission. It's the phaser sniper rifle. Just decided to equip it and we'll use it, and then I'm keeping my blue Type 2 phaser as well. My Hordas and my tribbles. And I was able to claim one more tribble from the... now that I've joined Starfleet, I was able to claim this tribble from the C-store. It's my Mole Rehand tribble. Of course, I got low buy from opening those 30 boxes, but that doesn't really lead me to much right now. And this is interesting. I got something called Tal Shiar command codes. Activate to initiate a Tal Shiar infiltration duty officer assignment. Each command code may only be used once. So that's interesting. I got that. I still have 10 Tal Shiar boxes left as well when I get more master keys. These are my ships that I got from the Legacy Pack, which I'll unpack as we go. This is the Valdor Heavy Warbird. I'll activate at the next level. Then after that is the Dhael Warbird Battle Cruiser. And then I also have, basically these are level 50 versions of all the ships. So when you hit level 50, you can have a level 50 version of the Mogai Heavy Warbird Retrofit, or the Tavaro Light Warbird Retrofit, or the Dared X Warbird Battle Cruiser Retrofit, or Hakona Advanced Warbird, or Delan Warbird Retrofit. So those are basically level 50 versions of those ships. So that is everything I got. You guys have seen everything now. My Hordas do work. Remember, they weren't working before in those other missions. Well, they work here on our space dock. So now that we've joined Starfleet, maybe I'm going to try my Hordas when we land on a planet and see if they work in other missions. Now, next thing real quick, let's beam up to space and just show you my ship layout. We can look at this ship in space. It's quite nice. I like it. I haven't tried it in battle yet, but I've just flown it around the Sol system a little bit, and it's pretty nice. It looks like that. So we'll hit full impulse. You can see it flying there. And you can see it turns pretty quick. That's a pretty quick turn rate. I mean, I can get to where I need to go. And if I need to turn quicker, I can use evasive maneuvers and watch how quickly it moves. It turns now. It's really fast, so I can definitely get to where I need to. Got battle cloak. Love the Romulan battle cloak. Now here's my powers: tactical team, beam overload 2, and torpedo high yield. And this is one of the unique abilities. This is that plasma shockwave. As the level builds up, I can release the plasma shockwave. Now the second ability it added is called quantum absorption. So right here, when it charges up, this is another ability I can use. Plus temporary hit points, plus shield heal over time. So a very cool ability that I can use when it charges up. And to make it charge up faster, I can use my new ability called the Singularity Inverter, which came with this ship. I'll go ahead and activate it, and you will hear its very, very, very deep bass. That's what it sounds like. I like the sound of it. And then what it's basically showing is that any incoming energy damage will get translated into this area here, my singularity power. So that's very cool. I will use that. Of course, I'm on attack mode for power. These are my power levels right now. Not the greatest shield. Of course, I'm only level 11, so I can't expect my powers to be, you know, what I really want them to be at this level. But you know, I've got 110 on weapons base, 100 base, and then 110 on weapons. So charge that up, and I'm max weapon power, and I like that. I'm gonna be able to take out my enemies. Pretty simple. I also have all my weapons on auto fire. So that's just a quick look at this ship here. We'll of course see it a lot more in battle. Now I want to talk about the DOF system real quick, because I have started the DOF system only on Earth Space Dock. I went down to the Academy as well, and then I went out into sector space just to see if there was any missions I could add. And the missions that I'm going to be adding are the diplomatic ones, starting off, because I want to get our character to max diplomatic level. And the reason why, and I want to do that, obviously, is because of all the abilities you get ranking up in diplomatic. At rank 1, it unlocks the diplomatic star cluster missions, and of course you get green duty officer. At this one you get personal ability transwarp to K7. Then at this one you're an envoy, and you unlock first contact missions. You get a single blue quality duty officer, and then you can grant diplomatic immunity at level 3, and you can transwarp to Starbase 39. And then at rank 4 you're an ambassador. You receive special diplomatic corps uniform, transwarp to Deep Space 9. Select a single bridge officer candidate from an enemy faction at 4. So I would definitely want to get to rank 4 on diplomatic. So that is what I'll be concentrating on when I can. And here's 2 missions I can go ahead and turn in. Or did I just cancel those? I don't know what I just did. I think I might have canceled one. Yeah, I aborted it. That was stupid. Anyway, I turned in those other 2. Now we're at 67. We got a long ways to go. But I'll be adding those as we, just go do our normal stuff. So that is something to keep an eye on, and also keep me busy with that. And I obviously cannot access any of the reputation stuff yet. That doesn't unlock till 50, so there's nothing I can do about that. But when I get to 50, of course, I'll work on reputation for this character. So that's what I've got right now. That's the Dhael Warbird. I hope you all enjoyed that quick look, or I guess it wasn't so quick, but that look at our characters' updates that we've made, and how I have laid it out and set it up for our future missions. It should work quite well, I think. So that just gives you an idea of how you can do things. We're still on From the Ashes, because I still have one more mission left. It's called Neutral No More. But we will finish that mission in the next episode, and then keep moving down the mission list. So yeah, this is a lot of fun, and it will continue to be fun. So thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next.